medical community hasn't always been great to women. I think that everyone should always seek a second opinion, and there's never been anything to prove that more than the early 1900s. Because if you were a woman in the 1930s, let's say, and you were married, and your husband came home, and he was like, "Hey babe, what's for dinner?" And then you were like, "Fucking make it yourself." He'd be like, "There is something wrong with you right now. You need to go to the doctor." And then you get to the doctor, and the doctor would be like, "Well, what seems to be the problem?" And you'd be like, "Well, I'm just not respected by my husband. I can't own property. I can't vote. It's fucking bullshit." And the doctor would be like, "Well, I've seen this before. You're hysterical." And that was an actual medical diagnosis, female hysteria. This woman wants respect. She's out of her fucking mind. But here's where it gets good. There was a cure for it. The cure for female hysteria was manual stimulation of the clitoris until she achieved orgasm. Which, think about, that is very progressive, because this is the 1930s. We didn't even know y'all had either one of those until like 5 years ago. But apparently there were some doctors in the early days that were like, "I bet if we make these bitches come, they'll be a lot nicer to us." Right? Now here's why I say you should always get a second opinion. That was one way to cure female hysteria. The other way was a full hysterectomy. And if you're a man, that is when they pull out the sexual organs of a woman. Because I guess some doctors were like, "These bitches are crazy. We got to get them off their periods. If we just rip everything out of there, they'll be cool." Now, that's not funny. But what I do think is funny is that there were absolutely two women sitting on the porch sipping tea one day, and this woman was like, "Barbara, you're not going to believe this, but the other day I gave Steve a little lip, and he sent me to the doctor, and they said I was crazy, and to cure it, that doctor rubbed my clitoris until my eyes rolled into the back of my head. Now I've never felt better. I go to the doctor 2 or 3 times a week now, and our marriage has never been better." And then Barbara was like, "Okay, Donna, that sounds like a good idea." So then Barbara went home and she talked back to her husband, and her husband was like, "You need to go see Dr. Jenkins." And then a week later, Donna invites Barbara back over, and Barbara shows up, and she's like, "Donna, I don't know what doctor you went to, but I did what you told me to, and they ripped out my uterus." And then Donna was like, "Wait a second, are you on an HMO or a PPO? Because you don't get your clit rubbed at Kaiser Permanente. That is Blue Cross cure right there. That Obamacare does not rub your clit. You gotta have a private health care plan, and for a $25 copay, fucking moaning and groaning all day long." So